Good morning, Facebook. I decided to come on this morning to do a little live video about some of my musings over the last 24, 48 hours. I don't feel like I really need to wait for anybody to get up because it's early. But I'm in my happy place again on my front porch, rocking. So when I was a little girl, and we were preparing for Christmas in my home, the Sears Roebuck Wish Book would come or would appear at the house. I don't know if it was mailed or I just don't know. Right after Thanksgiving. And it was incumbent on my brother and I to start to help our Santa, our parents, prepare for the holiday by creating a Christmas list or a wish list from the Sears and Roebuck Wish Book. I don't know how many of you remember the Wish Book. And we would carefully go through pages, mark the pages that were appropriate for the item that we wanted, including the cost at times as we got older. I think maybe the cost. And that Christmas list was almost like a contract between my parents and my brother and I. Now, what I don't remember is if we got everything on the list. It certainly feels like we did, but I don't, probably not. I think in terms of what's happening with African Americans and Black America and race in our country right now, that um, that the wish book has arrived, and it is time for us to make our list of the things that we want and need to make America more inclusive, to stop the violence against black, brown, red, yellow people in this country, to move the conversation forward, um, and keep things going in the sense of what's the next step after the protest and now that the fires have died down. My general sense is that there are a myriad of things that we need to be concerned about. Certainly, police reform is among them, but there are also some serious health disparities that have been brought up, have been illuminated by COVID. Educational problems, along with environmental racism in places where things get dumped that unduly impact poor people, but also people of color. The Voting Rights Act needs to be resolved, and we need to stop debating about that because that's just goofy. How do we want reparations? How do we deal with the lack of generational wealth and the 400-year start that Head Start that some other groups have gotten? Do we want a national database to manage and deal with hate bias incidents? And so when we see people caring, is there a way that a SWAT team could come in to manage that? I saw on Oprah's special last night, Where Do We Go From Here? She asked people that question, and there were a myriad of answers around it. And it made me think, because part of what I was thinking about is Larry O'Rourke. I did a webinar with him a couple years ago, and he talked about racism being a system, certainly, but that it's easier to build something than it is to dismantle something. And I think that there might be truth in that, unless, of course, there is an implosion. And that certainly changes the game. And I think that the murder of George Floyd and all of the other violence that has been impacted on black, brown, red, and yellow people, that the straw or the implosion was George Floyd's murder. And so maybe we are in a place to both dismantle and build something different. But part of what I'm curious about this morning is what's on your wish list? Like, what do you think are the things that should be prioritized as we think about dismantling the racist system that we all live in here in America and building a new, inclusive, anti racist system in our country. Comment below. Let me know what you think about it, and I would love to know what folks are thinking about this and where do they think we should go from here. Can't wait to see your comments. Happy Thursday, almost Friday, folks. Enjoy the day and don't forget to stay safe out there. Wash your hands, but also stay prayerful as we are on the precipice of something big. Love you all. Dr. Stacey Pearson-Wharton. # the doc is in.